What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and we have some wicked news. So last night, I was actually out at the time, and we got a download that did put in the brand new Sabo that was recently leaked to be coming out on the Korean version of One Piece Treasure Cruise, and it is now going to be arriving on the global side of One Piece Treasure Cruise. Now, I know a lot of people have been excited, and a lot of hype has been building around this Sabo, and I mean, it's fair enough. This character is actually pretty insane. If you guys haven't seen the full breakdown video of me actually discussing the unit, make sure you go ahead and check that out. In this video, we will briefly discuss it once again, and we'll also go through the Sugo-Fest, how it's structured, and whether or not you should be pulling. Now, obviously, we do know the anniversary is coming around about mid to late February, so I really wouldn't suggest most people be pulling here. Myself, I probably will be pulling here just because I want to get myself a chance to be pulling for this Sabo here. But anyways, let's go ahead and actually quickly discuss this Sabo. He's a fantastic character, and I actually can't believe that Global and Korea are getting this before the JP side of the game. It's insane. Like, as it stands right now, I feel like this character is like definitely close to a tier 0 unit. There's no mistake at this current point. I mean, he's such an amazing captain effect with such a powerful special ability. Let's go ahead and talk about him. So this is his fully evolved version. We have the Straw Hats Luffy ally, Sabo. So this character is a Dex fighter shooter character, which is quite interesting that he's a fighter shooter because he actually boosts 3 separate classes. Even though he's not one of the classes, he does actually boost the class, which is actually extremely interesting. So his captain effect will go ahead and boost fighter shooter and free spirit characters HP by 1.25 and boost their attack by 3 times, and will also go ahead and boost the attack further depending on if you defeated an enemy in the previous turn. So the way that it works is, if you guys are very, well in tune with the game and know V1 Kuzan and how he works, every time you defeat an enemy in the following turn, you actually get a slightly higher attack boost. And this Sabo does that for 5 straight turns. So if you continuously beat enemies for 5 turns in a row, you're going to stack all the way up to a 4.25 times constant attack boost. However, whenever you are doing a turn and you do not kill an enemy, your attack boost will be reset and you'll go back down to the 3 times multiplier, which is still pretty good considering he's boosting 3 separate classes. And on top of this, he boosts the chances of you landing on matching orbs. So just further goes to show that he is such a good captain effect, being up to a 4.25 times captain with a 1.25 HP, more matching orbs for 3 separate classes. There's not much that it really can go wrong with this character. I mean, even if there is a situation where you cannot defeat the enemy, you've still got a pretty good attack boost. I believe V1 Kuzan, like, if you lost your attack stacks, you were down to like a 2 times boost or a 2.25 times boost, which is considerably lower than this 3x boost. This is pretty good. And the fact that he does boost 3 separate classes, you can actually run some pretty cool hybrid teams depending on what friend captains you have, like Luffy and Ace, V2 Sanji. You can do some pretty cool stuff with this, although his special ability doesn't actually necessarily work with V2 Sanji in the way that he actually works. But in terms of the captain effect alone, you can do some pretty cool stuff with some hybrid captains, even like Legend Frankie, even if you wanted to go that route as well. But his special ability maxes at 14 turns, and it will set the chain multiply to 3 times for 1 turn, and also will boost fighter, shooter, and free spirit character slot effects by 2.25 times for 1 turn. Again, an amazing special ability, being a 3 times chain multiplier. There are only just a handful of units in the game that can actually provide this, but on top of allowing you to get a 3x chain multiplier, which is insane with the amounts of damage that you can get, he will also boost those 3 classes orb effects by 2.25. And as a captain, he does increase the chances of you landing on some more matching orbs. So we're not really too sure at this current time how much of a significant increase that matching orb rate is, but if it is significant, like really significant, then this is going to be a really powerful special ability. Though when you have characters these days with really good crewmate abilities that will allow you to get more matching orbs anyway, just passively, then, a unit like this is going to have a really good time with just boosting orb effects. Otherwise, you will have to bring like a dedicated orb manipulator, which isn't always great. When we actually got the first data download of this character, we thought it was going to be a 2.25 times attack boost. If he was a 2.25 times attack boost, this character would easily be like one of the best units in the entire game. He already is kind of like one of the best units, but the fact that he is an orb booster and not a type booster does make him a little more powerful in the game. He actually has really good stats as well. You can see here 1757 for his max attack boost, nearly 3700 HP, and 562 recovery, which is actually pretty significant as well. He has 2 separate crewmate abilities, making recovery in tandem beneficial for those 3 classes. Again, such a good crewmate effect to have, and also with another one that boosts those characters' base stats by 60 points. Again, a really good crewmate ability, just all round one of the best legends in the game. And if you get your hands on this character, then you're going to be having a lot of, like, just an easier time just clearing content, honestly. I say that this is probably one of the better characters to reroll for, considering you can have 3 separate classes being boosted. He has really good limit break abilities as well, with quick damage reduction, slot bind resistance, and also barrier pierce. So again, such a powerful character in the game. So now let's actually talk about the Sugo-Fest structure for this event. So this Sugo-Fest structure states that the new Sabo is here as a Sugo-Fest exclusive character. It says first on the global version of One Piece Treasure Cruise. I'm not actually too sure when the official date of the release of this character is on the Korean version of this game. But I mean, it says here that it says global, it's first on the global version of One Piece Treasure Cruise. So I guess that kind of counts Korea if you're talking about global specifically, like outside of Japan. Either way, he's coming first to the English version, the French version, and the Korean version before the JP version. However, likely the JP version of the game will be probably getting this character next as their next legend character, most likely. All characters are going to be 4-star or better in this Sugo-Fest as well, so there's not going to be any silver posters to worry about, which is awesome. And also, characters that work well with Sabo's captain effect will also be further rate boosted as well. It also goes to show here what the character actually does, but we've already gone through that, of course. When you actually pull Sabo in this Sugo-Fest, he comes at max special level with Despair, Bind, and Auto Heal with his maxed out. So again, that's going to be extremely nice to have, meaning you're going to not have to really waste any skill books or waste any tomes on this character, which is great. Now, unfortunately, you can see here that Sabo actually does not have any voice in the game yet, and that will be added at a later date. So I'm not really too sure when that will be added, but hopefully it is soon, because it is such a shame. You know, they put in such a really dope character, but he doesn't have any voice, which kind of, you know, loses a little bit of value. But either way, he's such a really good character anyway, so I don't think too many people will mind about that. I personally like to have the voices in the game, but that's fine. It'll be added later. Now, this Sugo-Fest is going to be structured into 2 separate parts, and they're going to be repeating twice. So we have the first part of obviously on the 21st of January, and each part is actually for 24 hours. So we're going to go from the 21st, and then when the 22nd rolls around, it is going to go over to part 2, and then after 24 hours, it's going to go back to part 1, and then after 24 hours goes to part 2. So it's going to be a 4-day Sugo-Fest, going from part 1 to part 2, and then cycling back from part 1 to part 2. So even if you do miss one of the parts, it's fine. You can wait for the one to come back around to keep pulling. And the great thing about this is that the 1st and 4th multi-pull are going to be 30 gems. Now, this is great because every time it resets parts, you can actually redo the 30 gems over and over again. So you can go ahead and do like 120 gems and do 4 multi-pulls. Now, you're not guaranteed to get any Sugo-Fest exclusives from, you know, the 4 30 gem multis, but that is an option if you do want to go ahead and have a try to get this Sabo, and also, you know, get some good characters along the way. Now here it also states that the 2nd multi-pull and the 5th multi-pull are going to have showcase characters that are going to be rate boosted. Now, showcase characters, if you guys don't know, are characters that are on this banner right here. So it means that, you know, if you get a red poster, it's a higher chance to get characters like the new Sabo, V2 Shanks, and V2 Rayleigh on part 1. This is the part 1 rate boosted list. Part 2 does have a different rate boosted list in terms of legend characters. So yeah, on the 2nd and 5th multi-pull, the characters that are on the actual banner itself are going to be further rate boosted, and also on the 3rd, the 6th, and the 8th multi-pull, it's going to be a guaranteed Sugo-Fest exclusive with no other rate boosts along the way on that one. But the 10th multi-pull is going to be a Sugo-Fest exclusive, and then these characters that are rate boosted are further rate boosted. Unfortunately, I thought we were going to be getting, you know, guaranteed rate boosted legends. I mean, no one really should be doing 10 multi-pulls on this banner anyway. I mean, Sabo is kind of worth 10 multi-pulls, honestly. If he was guaranteed after 10 multis, I would kind of do it, because this Sabo is so powerful. And then on the 12th multi-pull, it's basically the exact same as the 10th multi, where it's recommended Sugo-Fest exclusives are further rate boosted, but this time they'll come at max special level. So again, that's kind of cool, but it should be guaranteed rate boosted characters at this point. I mean, because, you know, you can do all those multi-pulls, and on the 12th multi-pull, you can get, like, a V1 boa, and no one wants that. No one wants that on the 12th multi, especially if you're going that deep on the Sugo-Fest. I feel like it should be at least a guaranteed, you know, the boosted legends, it should be guaranteed to be one of those characters. Now, in terms of the boosted legends, on part 1, you have the new Sabo, you've got V2 Shanks, Gil Tizor, amazing unit, V2 Rayleigh, you have Monkey D. Garp, again, a really good character, V2 Fujitora, V2 Boa Hancock, Buggy the Clown. So those are the characters that are all boosted on part 1 of the Sugo-Fest. For part 2, this is the part that I'm actually going to be pulling on, because part 2 has an amazing list of boosted characters, and I'm missing a majority of these characters. So the new Sabo, he's going to be on part 2. Monkey D. Luffy, so Gear 4, the new Gear 4 Luffy is gonna be on part 2, rate boosted. V2 Aokiji, Luffy and Ace, Judge, Kung Fu Luffy, Cat Viper, and Hody Jones. So I'm missing all of them except for 2, I believe. Yeah, I'm missing all of them but 2. So I'm going to be definitely pulling on part 2, because that list of legends is pretty freaking awesome. Like, all of them are so useful to have. So I really want to, you know, have my shot at this on part 2. Really good list of boosted legends. In terms of the rare recruits, they're actually not listed on, in terms of rate boost, they're actually not listed here. You could actually go over to the news board right now, and you can actually have a look at what specific rare recruits are actually boosted on this specific list here. So, okay, in terms of rare recruit characters, regular rare recruits on part 1, characters that are notable here. You've got Peckham's, which is okay. Charlotte Oven, if you guys don't have Oven, he is such a good unit. I use him pretty often. He's a very good character. Bobbin, again, a really good utility character, really good to have. Tanaka's, whatever. Carrot, Sai Carrot is, again, a very good rare recruit. Chobro, again, very good rare recruit. Sengoku, Koala, and then you got Treble, Niji, and then a couple of other characters. For part 2, Baron Tamago is going to be boosted. Bobbin is boosted on both parts, so if you are missing Bobbin, a good opportunity to get him here. Dice from the Gil Tizora batch is again another good character I don't have, so I'm definitely going to be pulling on part 2 once again. It falls in line for me personally. Carrot is also boosted on part 2, who I don't have. Chobro, Brook. So you got a really good array of rare recruit characters that are actually boosted as well. So stuff from the more recent batches. So if you are missing some of the more recent stuff, this is a good Sugo. But again, you know, as we've said, the actual anniversary Sugo-Fest is right around the corner. And honestly, for free-to-play players, you shouldn't be pulling here. You really should not be pulling here if you're free-to-play, because this Sugo-Fest is not a 2x legend rate Sugo-Fest. If it was, I definitely would understand why people would be pulling. But because it is not a 2x Legend Rate Sugo-Fest, I really do not suggest pulling here. I myself will be pulling on this Sugo-Fest on part 2, hoping to get my hands on Sabo or just some new characters would be really cool. But other than that, I think that's just about it, giving you guys the full rundown of the upcoming Sugo-Fest with the new V3 Sabo, that is. And hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.